Wanted to always start with a statistic. We have here 80 versus 54%. These statistics speak to the fact that 80% of adolescents feel that they are having challenges with their life due to the internet, due to social media. But 54% of them feel that they do not know how to navigate those challenges or how to get to a place where they can counter those challenges. So that speaks to us as mental health professionals that we have adolescents out there well above the majority of them see the internet, social media as a challenge, but they don't know what to do. They don't have the skills, they don't have the coping techniques to be able to figure out how to navigate and how to decrease their usage of social media and the internet, how to deal with some of the challenges that they face, whether that's cyberbullying, whether that's feeling isolated. We'll talk in length about those in some upcoming slides. But it really does speak to the challenges that our I always say kids, our teens and adolescents are facing. As I said, adolescents today, they're digital natives. They were born, raised, online is just their life. 94% of teens between the age of 13 and 17 are using social media platforms on a regular basis. Social media is widespread, it's present, gives us opportunities to have some benefits. It also presents some challenges for mental health. And we want to talk a little bit about that today as part of our why. One big theme, and I want to make sure that everyone understands, is the digital divide. The digital divide is having parents or having clinicians. I know some of the clinicians that are on the call today might be digital natives. I am not. Yes, I'm aging myself a bit, but I am not a digital native. I knew life before the internet. I was a young adult when the internet became very embedded in our day-to-day life. And now trying to navigate the two creates what we call this digital divide. Parents who did not grow up with the internet may not necessarily understand all the ins and outs of the internet, what it all entails, how much the internet is a big part of an adolescent's life. They pretty much really live their life online. And being able to just understand that digital divide creates a lot of misunderstandings, creates a lot of missed opportunities to talk about what life was like as a parent when we live offline, when we used to take our bikes and ride it to our next door neighbor's house versus texting them or chatting with them on social media. So this digital divide can sometimes create a lot of challenges for families that are trying to navigate this. So as a clinician, that's one of the things that I encourage everyone to make part of your initial assessment when you're meeting with families who are dealing with this, trying to figure out where the digital divide may or may not lie. We'll talk a little bit about what it's like to be a parent during the digital age, parenting styles, all of those things are part of that as well. And as mental health professionals, we're charged with maximizing the positive aspects of social media while trying to minimize the negative aspect. The internet is not going away. And as I shared earlier, I am not a digital native. When the internet started, I was at Howard actually. They created this beautiful computer lab with all the, I don't know, for those of you who are around my age, the Mac computers with all the colorful backs, and it was just this beautiful computer lab, and everybody was saying, Tennille, you need an email address. And I'm like, what is this email address? So I fought it tooth and nail. I was one of those people that I was like, this internet thing is not going to last. It's just, the most current fad. But as I progressed, as I started working with clients and just starting to see the difficulties and starting to realize that life without the internet does not exist anymore. You can't really do much without it. Apply for a job. School, and especially during COVID, was a big example of how much technology is going to be here to stay. So I got with the plan and figured out that this was something that really needed to be part of my life as a professional, as a clinician, trying to provide that support. So I'm sending that charge over to you all in some of your day-to-day professional environments, whether you're in schools or private practice or you're working for agencies. We have that responsibility to try and support our clients through this because it is not going away. All right, so what is social media? What is social media? Now it says websites and applications. Applications, nobody really says that anymore. It's just apps. that enable users to create and share content or participate in social networking. So being able to share pictures, being able to share content, being able to share your opinion about a particular post, whether or not you like it or whether or not you give it I love Facebook, and I think Instagram is catching up a little bit as well, whether or not you give it the care hug or you give it the mad face or the cry face. Sharing gifts, you can actually provide content creators with monetary gifts. It might be like 99 cents. You can actually buy like packages of stars or packages of roses, depending on which platform you're on. The item itself actually changes, but it's all a way to provide monetary rewards for the content creators. So it could be a lot of different platforms. I don't want to say exactly which ones because we have a little exercise, but we'll talk a little more through the different platforms a little later, because some of those platforms would be surprising to you. Like it says, 1,000 of these actually exist, and 4.65 billion people are actually using them for an average of 2.5 hours a day. Now, this average does include, like you all were saying, seniors, maybe us Generation Xers or millennials, of course, the Gen Zs. It's including a range of people who are using these platforms. But if we look at our Generation Zs or our digital natives, they're using these platforms a lot more, from about up to 5 to 9 hours in a day. And those 5 to 9 hours do include days that they're actually going to school. So we're trying to figure out, how are they fitting in 5 to 9 hours when they are in school most of the day? A lot of them participate in sports and activities after school. You still have to do your homework, you still have to sleep, you still have to eat, take care of hygiene. Where are they fitting in these 9 hours? And we'll talk a little bit about that a little later.